Hey, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking all about how to not self-sabotage your manifestations and to make sure that you're noticing all of the signs along the way that spirit is leaving you. Make sure to stay to the end because I'm going to be talking just about, I'll be sharing my exact formula I use to open up my third eye chakra, which has now helped me see the signs that spirit leaves and so I can avoid the self sabotage in manifestations. But before we get into all that, I want to make sure everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. We tried going live on Friday and we had some issues. So I want to make sure, let me know if you guys are able to. Uh, okay, beautiful. Martin says he can see me. And give me 1 second because this is my first time just going live in the Facebook group. I normally used to multi-stream, and so I'm just okay. Perfect. I need to be able to see the comments, and there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna get into today, like I said, is self-sabotage and manifestations, and we all do this at times, whether it is conscious, unconscious, or subconscious. Sometimes we hold ourselves back, whether it's out of fear or doubt or uncertainty. Me especially recently, and I'm going to share my story here in just a moment. um, but there's always some type of roadblocks that get in the way, whether it is from us or other people. So I'm going to go ahead and share my story of where I'm kind of at, and then share what's been showing up along the way, how I can self sabotage, how I can notice the signs not to self sabotage, and I can course correct to stop self sabotaging so I can get my manifestation, right? So, where I am at currently is I am moving back to Arizona. For those that don't know, I live in two states, Arizona in the winters and Illinois in the summers. And it's a big move to go back and move all the way across the country, and I have to find a brand new place. So, a lot of things were coming up for me: doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Okay. These are my kind of top three things. And I started overthinking all of it. And so I'm like, is this the right time? Can I do this? What location? Can I afford this? I had to move back to Illinois sooner than expected because of some health stuff. And so you hadn't worked in 6 months. It's like trying to get financial caught up. So, and one thing I just want to highlight really quick, we're going to kind of talk about, finances here for a second, because every time I would let that doubt come in and go, okay, well, I can't do this now because I don't have the money, I would pull myself back into that money mind matrix. When I would tell myself, oh, I can't afford this, then I can't. I'm making that, I'm cementing that into my reality. So yes, even though I went through this, longer period than expected where I wasn't working, that doesn't mean that I can't gain momentum with money at any time. So, just stepping back into that money vibration, money is just energy. I just want to highlight this here for a second, and allowing money to come to us because we can all activate that wealth consciousness and align with new money codes. So at any point, I could have just held myself back and been like, this is too hard because of finances, but I did not want to pull myself back into the matrix, money mind matrix. So that was kind of one of the bigger things that was showing up at the beginning, but I was able to check it right away and said, no, I am not. We are limitless beings that can manifest anything our heart's desires. And when I say anything, I mean anything. So, number one, that was coming in saying, this is going to be impossible. I'm in 6 months of catch up. How am I going to do this financially? And I said, no, I'm not going to drop my vibration. I'm going to set my sights even higher. And it was a mindset shift to not allow those negative thoughts of this cannot happen. So, first, when I started working with things, I had to shift my mind, okay? Then there became a lot of, doubt and uncertainty on where to move. Is it the right place? Is this the right place? Is it a house? Is it a townhouse? I didn't want to move back to an apartment. I didn't want to, I wanted to live in this town. I wanted to live in Chandler. I didn't want to live in Gil. These are just towns out there. I wanted to live in East Valley. I'm trying to find the right place. So much that I'm obsessing over it. Okay. This is going to block our manifestations. When all of a sudden we think about something all of the time and I need it, I want it, it's got to be right. We just push it away because there is a push pull vibration with everything. So the more that I'm thinking about it, it's good to manifest things and think about it, but not all the time. And for me, it kind of started out in the beginning, just kind of Okay, I'm searching like once a week. And then it became more and more till I was in my deadline energy of I'm supposed to be there the end of the month. I've got a roommate waiting on me. It was like crunch time. So I was fell in this energy of almost like panic. So this was last Thursday, and I was like, oh my God, I need to find a place. I'm going to settle for anything. This is not what we want to do. And I'm going to share about that, the settling in just a moment. But this panic energy, anytime we manifest out of desperation or, oh my God, please, please, please help me. It's got to be like, we're saying there's a lack within us that we cannot achieve this. Desperation is not going to get us anywhere. Begging is not going to get us anywhere. We can pray or manifest and ask for guidance and help, but when we're like begging, it does not work. So I had one day, I'm really good at staying grounding. I'd been looking a month and, I stayed with my spiritual practices and I stayed really grounding, but I was right at the edge. I was right, like so close to my manifestation that last week, Thursday, I was like, okay, I don't know what else to do. So I want to highlight this. When we start to manifest and we get so close to the end, I'm talking about 90% there, it feels like we backslide and everything falls away. Like, how was I so close to achieving everything and it just, the rug got pulled out from underneath me? Doesn't have to be that extreme, but this was last week, Thursday. And I was able to recognize it and say, hey, wait a second. I actually know that I'm so close to achieving my manifestation. I'm so close. I could taste it. I could touch it. I could achieve it. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I was like, don't freak out because this is not going to help. I know that those energies of panic are not going to lead me to my manifestation. So I don't want to shove my, emotions, sweep them under the rug and ignore them. I acknowledged, I was like, this has been a stressful journey. This has been hard. Moving can be hard. I'm allowed to feel frustrated today. Acknowledge, allow myself to feel that way. And then I would walk away and focus on some self care. I would walk away and find something else to do because I knew that like searching and searching and searching was not going to help. So I was like, I need to acknowledge how I feel and then release it and then release it and then release it. Okay. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel bitterness. It's okay to be frustrated that your manifestations are not here. Feel it, acknowledge it, release it, and then move forward. Because a lot of people, when they reach that 90% mark, they give up and they're like, I can't do this anymore. It's too hard. So I had my little struggle and I picked myself back up and I stayed solution focused. I said, listen, this is going to happen. Like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I literally know without any uncertainty, I know this is going to happen. It's just not happening when I want it to, right? This is what happens with manifestation. We have expectations of when it's supposed to happen. It doesn't happen in our timeline. So then we get a little like frustrated with the universe or however that manifests with you, where you're just like, why it's not working. It's just not working. That I didn't get it the way I wanted it, so it's not working. So throat chakra, right? I feel it a little bit. I've been going through it myself. I want to just share a little thing really quick on how I know it was going to happen. And I wrote some post on this, but I know not everybody catches every post that I write. So I want to touch on this really quick, and then I'm going to talk about some more things not to do when we're manifesting, okay? Because we don't want to block it. So for me, signs are all around, and not even for me, for all of us. The signs are everywhere. Spirit is always communicating with us. We have two ways of getting messages. One, we can ask for them, and then answers come in, or two, we just notice and become aware of them because they're always on the unconscious plane. We just have to become conscious of them. I have worked with particular areas of my brain, the unconscious mind, subconscious, conscious, the reticulating activating system, the limbic part of my brain. And I've started to notice these stuff. So I'm really good at being able to pick these out. But I've done a lot of, mind shifting things to get me into alignment to where I'm at now. And so I'm able to see signs and synchronicities pretty clearly. We all can do this. We all can do this. We all can do this. Opening the third eye is just one access point, and I'm going to talk about that at the end. So all of this is going to relate to how you can do this as well. Okay. So stay with me till the end because I'm going to be talking my exact formula and how I open my third eye and how you can too. I'm going to share that. So I was getting really good at noticing signs and synchronicities, and I like things in threes. I like spirit to deliver things in threes because the first time when it comes in, we might not see it or we might overthink it or it's too obvious and we ignore it. Second time, well, I don't believe in coincidences, but if you do, you could say it's a coincidence. So when the third sign comes in, it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Like you can't deny it. So spirit knows they work with the number three, and so spirit's going to communicate things in threes. So shortly put, I don't want to go too much into this just because I did a whole post on it. But then I'll get back to the story. But when I first got to Illinois, I went to two sweat lodges back to back and wasn't able to go for 6 months. And then they showed up again, and I did two more back to back. And when it happened, I had this deep instinct knowing that, oh, this opened up my time in Illinois and this closed my time in Illinois. Okay. But just in case we start to overthink it, you're like, well, am I wishing it? Am I wanting it? Is this too good to be true? Is this just my thought process because of the timing, right? Because, we can have those thoughts. As soon as I got into town, there was an ecstatic dance. And then I didn't see any more at this place and hadn't been to any the whole time I was here. Again, 6 months later, that same place has another one. And at the time, I'm looking for places and I know that I'm leaving. Open up Illinois, close up Illinois, both with ecstatic dancers at the same place. Now I'm truly convinced, right? This was enough. These were my signs. I know it's time to go. I know it's time to go. But then Spirit was like, okay, you like things in threes. And remember, Spirit will always communicate with you the way you know how to receive the messages. Yours may not be in threes, but Spirit will deliver exactly how you know. So literally this exact same time last year, I did 3 events back to back up at this healing center, and they were my send off to move out of state. And then I had 3 more events. I hadn't been working, remember, in 6 months. So I finally got back to work. I had 3 more events at the same healing center, and I had plenty of time to do more events. And there was this deep knowing inside because I trust my intuition, and I trust spirit. No more events. This is it. Like if I were to plan another event, it probably would have pushed my timeline back of moving. And Spirit was like, you need to put all your time and energy into wrapping up Illinois and preparing to move. So I just didn't do any more events. And I didn't click it yet with the sign until it was like 2 weeks later. I was like, oh, wait, I did 3 to move last year and I did 3 at the same place to move this year. Signs, patterns, synchronicities, look out for them. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Spirit is always communicating with us, okay? Now, if that wasn't still good enough, right? Here's the thing. Sometimes spirit, they show us the signs and we just, for whatever reason, it's just, we're not believing it. We're not trusting. We're not following, right? And one of the things that's been showing up for me is like trusting in ultimate, complete, blind faith. Okay. Even if I didn't have all these signs and synchronicities, I know this is right for me. I know this is the next step. I'm vibrating, I'm raising my vibration so high, and this is something you can do when you want to achieve your manifestation. Just know that you can do this. Just keep believing. Just keep believing no matter what. Anytime we start to doubt, we drop our vibration. Uncertainty, drop our vibration. Fear, we drop our vibration. Raise that vibration up. You're like, I know I can achieve this. I know this is meant for me. I know that this is right because anything and everything you can achieve. Abundance is your birthright. You can manifest anything. All of these timelines exist. Okay. I'll give you an example just with money really quick. You're homeless and poor, and you're rich and you're a millionaire. And everything in between exists. Everything. You can shift your vibration at any point to go here or go here. So where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? It all exists. It all exists right here in the now. It all exists. So when you're like, okay, I want to achieve this, but I don't think I can. Yes, you can. Stop. I don't think I can. Believe that you can. Trust with ultimate faith. Just follow the signs that Spirit is guiding you because there is fate and destiny along the way, and Spirit will guide you back home. Spirit will lead you where you need to be. The right people, places, experiences, and opportunity. Follow the signs. They will show you back home. They will show you your way. And I don't mean figuratively. I mean your soul kind of guiding you on your own path, right? Okay, this is your home. This is your base. Like where you got to go. So all of that is true, but we also have free will, okay? We are co-creators with God and we can manifest anything. All of these timelines exist. Trust and believe that you can manifest this. It just may not happen when you want. It may not happen how you expect. Let go of how it needs to come in. I'm going to say that again. Let go how it needs to come in. Because if you tell the universe it has to come in this one particular way and no other way, it's probably not going to come in, or it's going to be a lot harder and a lot longer of a wait. I'll give you another example. Literally last year, I was trying to move to Arizona, and I was so focused on it has to be Ahwatukee. It has to be Ahwatukee. And I was like, I'm only going to Ahwatukee. And I could not manifest it. And the second I said, fine, universe, I will go. Let's check out Chandler. And immediately I applied, I got in a place, and I left in like less than 2 weeks. I knew Arizona was in my timeline. Arizona was in my fate and destiny. I was forcing it with how I wanted it. And then when I shifted, like, okay, I'll trust the process, immediately I got in. Let go of how it needs to come in and the timeline of when, okay? If it has to be this is exactly when I need it. The when may not work out in your favor. It's okay. It will happen when it's supposed to. Trust that it will happen when it needs. I literally just had this conversation with my roommate last night. I was trying to come middle of October. I wanted to be in Arizona in middle of October. I wanted to be in Arizona. Then, okay, I'll be there end of the month, right? And then I messaged her. I was like, oh my God, I was supposed to wait because November 1st is a new moon. I have to be there in the new moon. Like, this is what happened. Like, the new moon is a new cycle. We're going into Scorpio season. It's all of the transformation. Ego wanted to be there 2 weeks ago. Spirit says, no, wait, it's not time. It's not time. Trust the timing. Follow the timing. The more we try to shift it into, I got to have it this way and it's going to be this way, we're putting restriction and restraint on that quantum field, on our manifestation. It's going to block it. Okay. Trust the timing. Follow the signs. Okay. So, again, along the way, doubt and uncertainty and fear may show up, but just acknowledge it and then we can course correct and shift our vibration, change our perspective. Okay. I want to talk about some other things that were showing up for me this month that I was like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. So, um, all of my things ran out, like everything I needed. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I drove my car up here with all of my stuff, and the car is pretty full. So I need to go back with as least as possible. And all of my things were like running out at the exact same time. And just for example, which I'll get into those in a second, like one or two things, okay, sure, it's not a big deal. But first it was like, okay, so I want to talk about toiletries for a second. Like the first thing that runs out is my body wash and then conditioner and shampoo. It's always that way. My shampoo always lasts twice as long as conditioner. My body wash runs out quicker because it's half a bottle. Or I mean, the size is like half the size. I'm like, when is ever my shower gel or my body wash and my conditioner ran out at the same time? Like, okay, no big deal, right? Then my cacao and honey run out at the exact same time. I use them together. For 5 years they've never ever ever ran out at the exact same time. They both are empty, like literally empty now. And I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna buy anymore. I'm supposed to leave. Okay. I do all these powders. This is my little psychic smoothie. All these different, like, spirulinas and chlorellas and bee pollens and all different powders and stuff in here. They're all gone. They're all gone. Why are they all gone at the same time? Like, what's happening? My chia seeds, my nuts, like everything ran out at the exact same time. Like, my bentonite clay, I was like, it's gone. Like, that was a big bag. How did I finish that? Like, supplements and herbs I was taking, like all of the bottles were empty. And I was like, how is all of my stuff finishing at the exact same time? One or two, it's fine. But I was like, this never happens. Even my deodorants, okay? I have a mineral stick and they last years. That all of a sudden is gone. I need to get a new one. And then I make your own essential deodorant. I was like, I got no more. I was like, I have none of my things anymore. But I have them all in Arizona, or I could buy new stuff. But I was like, less stuff to pack in the car. If all of my stuff is just like, I mean, there's another sign is like all of my stuff runs out at the same time, like the same. I mean, we're talking about within 7 days. Like that never happens. I don't even do like honey and cacao, not even the same month. Like body wash and conditioner, not even the same month. So it's like all of my things are ending. All of my things are saying it's time to go. Okay. So I started seeing all of these patterns. Look for your patterns. Where is spirit leaving you messages? Where is spirit showing you signs? And how do you decipher them? Well, look at I'm in an ending situation because I'm moving. So when things are running out, that is an end. That is the end of my bentonite clay. Okay, it's over. So okay, how can that mirror my life? Again, if it was just the bentonite clay, it wouldn't be a big deal. But when I have like 12 things ending at the same time, that's a really big ending. It's time to go. How can that mirror your life? Things are reflecting to us. Look out for them signs, okay? Now, let's kind of get back onto some self-sabotage things that can be good to do, but don't overdo them, because this is how we can block our manifestation, or at least push it back. And then all of a sudden, um, timeline gets timeline gets pushed back. That's the best way to explain it. Where again, I could have been expecting to leave on August 15th, and it didn't happen until November 1st. Just an example. It can be so much longer or shorter. It doesn't matter. But for me, I lack spiritual tools. I like to get some clarity and some answers. It's like I can channel for other people, but myself, it's a little bit harder. So I'll pull tarot. I'll use pendulums, right? I had so many signs from the end of June. I can't even tell you how many signs. So well, I'm going to actually get into those. Those are very interesting. But I had so many signs come in that I was leaving end of October. My health would be good. And here I am. Like people, even my friends are pulling tarot cards and they're all telling me, like, you're leaving end of October. But yeah, here I am. I'm getting anxious and ready to go. And I was like, why isn't it happening? Right? We have these thoughts. We all do. Why is my manifestation not here? Can you relate with those thoughts? So let's do a tarot pull. Am I still going? Is it now the time? Is it in this town? Is it a house? Like I'm asking these questions, right? Show me the answers, spirit. Great. That's a beautiful thing to do. Do it once, get your answers, move on. Move on. Don't overdo it. I already had my answers for months, and then here I was like, well, let me pull again. And then I pulled again. And then Thursday came, remember? And I said it was that day, and I had a freak out, so I pulled again. I'm like, I can't keep asking the same questions. To the point I'm like, Spirit does not want to answer this. Like, they're like, we're done telling you. We've already told you. Don't ask again. Because that puts restraint on that quantum field. You're asking too much. You're wanting it too much. Wanting equals waiting. Trust the process. I'm going to say it again. Wanting equals waiting. So the more I did the tarot, the more I was like, well, let's just double check with the pendulum. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. And sometimes we know better. Like I know better. But it's like, okay, it's October 28th and I'm still here. Like, what's happening? Like, what's happening? So we get in this energy of like, oh, was I wrong? Am I doubting myself? Am I doubting, the universe? Were all the signs wrong? Is this not happening? Am I going to give up? Is this not true? Like, me, I know this is true, so I'm going to follow it and just say it's not happening in the time I expect. But having these thoughts is normal. We all have it. We all doubt it. Like have you ever been there where all the signs laid out in front of you and it looks like everything's gonna happen and then it just all like doesn't happen and you're like, what is happening? Right? We thought it was all gonna work out. Like that's when we're, like I said, we're so close. We're so close to achieving our manifestations, but the universe wants to give you a little test, just a little. It's a little test, okay? And they want you to be persistent, and they want you to stay solution focused, and they want to see you're going to smile in the face of adversity. Can you really do this? Are you ready for this? So that's why even Thursday I was like, nope, nope, nope. I'm gonna go take some self care. I'm gonna go walk away. I'm not gonna give into this. I acknowledge I'm frustrated. This is a challenging situation, but I'm not gonna give into it because it's not gonna help. So when you get to that point, breathe, give yourself some compassion, go do something different. What did I do this weekend, right? I had to take all of the focus off of my manifestation to achieve it. I literally was at a Christmas, or it's not Christmas, a Halloween party yesterday to go have some fun. You're going to manifest in play and fun. You ain't going to manifest in stress and worry and doubt and fear and uncertainty. Take the focus off of it. It sounds counterproductive, but I'm telling you, taking the focus off of what you want to let the connection, the energy breathe, let that breathe can get you there. It can be a quick solution. I went and had the time of my life. I didn't think about moving once. It was like, and you know what? I woke up today feeling so refreshed. So like, it's fine. It's already manifested. I'm done. The home will find me. I'm done looking. The home will find me. And I truly, truly believe that. And I have this for me personally. I have this happen all the time with spirit, where it's like the day before and then it just shows up. Like when I came back to Illinois, I came in like 5 days notice, and I moved to Arizona in like 10 days notice. That's a pattern with me. I'm not saying that's going to work out with you, but like spirit comes in at the very last moment. The second I'm like, fine, I don't care. It's okay. I've made peace with it though. Not I don't care and I'm frustrated and F you. I'm okay. I made peace. I literally like I was doing these plant medicine journeys and they were coming in. They were like, pack your bags, pack your bags. And I was getting all these messages down to dates, down to addresses, street numbers, street names, towns. They showed me a map. They were telling me like fireplace, brick, pool. They were showing me what's in the home. They were giving me all these details. And I could see that they were giving me multiple homes because all of the things combined weren't going to equal the same home. So they were saying, this is a timeline available, this is a timeline available, this is a timeline available. We're showing you the path. That's how I know without a doubt. And this is how you can know too, okay? Yes, it sounds like I'm getting all of these clear signs and all of this clarity and all of these messages from spirit. And you're like, well, I don't get that. I don't do plant medicine journeys. I don't have visions. I don't see the signs. I don't see the patterns. You can. So stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna explain how you can achieve this. All of those three patterns, all the signs of things running out. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can start to see the signs. So stay tuned to the end, okay? So they start giving me, going back to the story, all of these signs of, this house and this house and this house. And they're showing me doors. I can go down any one of these. My fate and destiny is Arizona. I have free will. Do I want to go left, right, or center? Doesn't matter. All roads will get me there. Left will get me here, right will get me here, and center will take me there. They're showing me options. But what did I do in the beginning? That's the house and townhouse. What am I supposed to do with that? Take a breath, breathe into it. Two options. It's not black or white. It's not black or white. Don't get stuck in black or white thinking. I get stuck in black or white thinking. I have to pull myself back in my center. Don't get stuck in generalizations. Don't take things so quite literal sometimes, okay? Sometimes things are open to interpretation. So we can ask for more messages. It's interesting. So the first plant medicine journey I went on, it was pool, brick, and fireplace. And I was like, they showed me the place, and I was like, I want more information. So I go in the next one, and they're like, the bricks, they're by the patio. Look for the bricks by the patio. Like, you can get more, just ask for more information. Again, I'll tell you how we can get there at the end. But so then I was getting more clarity. They were like, white cabinets, brown trim. They're showing me like two walls in the kitchen meet like this. Like, they're telling me these details. Why? Because I opened my third eye and I opened it more and I opened it more and I opened it more. It's still going to open more. It's going to continue to open more my whole life. And I want to teach you how to open your third eye at the end so you can notice these. And again, what's going to happen when you start to see the signs, you're going to start to notice, one, and then it's going to be two and three, and they're going to trickle and become more and more and more. You just kind of get your RAS programmed and used to getting the signs and synchronicities, and you'll get more and more and more. That's just one physical way to do it, not all of the ways. So again, because I'm constantly awake and aware, with my signs and synchronicities, I can keep evolving and getting more and more consciously, unconsciously, and subconsciously. The point, like, they're literally gave me it's either on Monroe Avenue, the address is 1290, or they said it's near Chandler Boulevard. Like, that's detailed. That's detailed. Like, those are like, okay, I will go find a 1290 address on Monroe Avenue or near Chandler Boulevard. Like, you can get those signs too. Let me tell you, you can. It's a process when we open the third eye. Now, I had mine open for like 5 years, so I get very detailed information. Your third eye may be open and you may not be at that access point yet, but you can achieve that, okay? So bear with me just as I'm giving some examples, how you can see my life unfolding, and then we're going to kind of get into this third eye stuff. So I'm just going to check over my notes really quick because I get so excited and then I just start, channeling, and I want to make sure we don't miss any key points that I want to talk about. So let's see. Ooh, you know what came up today? Okay, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. So every coach needs a coach, I believe. I got a coach. I got a manifestation coach. She helps me. I got multiple coaches. I got a business coach. So like, I work with all kinds of people that can help me stay in alignment. It works. So I'm going to share what I did last week, and then I'm going to share how I watched this manifestation video and how two of the things I was already instinctively doing, and then she gave me the roadmap on how to manifest the third thing. So the video was on 3 ways to manifest instantly and fast, how you may see things in seconds, minutes, hours of that day, okay? And what I started doing last week is, I was like, okay, the house isn't working out. And I was like, I was trying to find a house or a townhouse, and I didn't want to live in a new apartment. And we were having struggles getting to a place just because of my financial situation, because I had worked in 6 months. So trying to prove my income, what I make and what I can show I actually have are two separate things. So I was like, I got to the energy. I was like, fine, I'm not going to be able to get into a house right now. Just get into an apartment, get out there. It's fine. It's temporary. And then you can always go get a house later. So I gave up my dream, and I was like, I made peace with the apartment, okay? And so I was like, fine, let's shift into the apartment vibration. Well, I watched the video, and then basically that's what she says. She's like, making peace with the worst case scenario where you've taken all that restraint and pressure and I need from what you want, and you're saying, okay, I will be okay with any option. And then it comes in. And remember that story I said earlier, when I let go of Awatuki, I got Chandler. So she shared that story, and I was like, wow. I was like, I made peace with my worst case scenario. And she said, in came even a better option for her. Okay. So I was like, beautiful. I was like, I was already doing this. The next thing she said is let go of timing. So it has been this whole, like I said, I want to be there middle of October. I have to be there before the 31st. I had a work gig I wanted to do on the 31st. Actually, had a event I wanted to go to receive on the 27th. And so I had all this timing of I need to do this and I need to do that, and that's not helping. I need this. I want that. Is not going to get you your manifestation. So literally, I made peace and I said, I'm not going to the event. It's fine. I pulled cards. They said, you're not working the event and you're not going to the other one. I was like, fine. I got in this energy of, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to be there when I want, and I don't care. Just whatever. Maybe I get there November 1st, November 2nd. I'm like, I don't care. It's fine. I am okay with it. And that was one of the things she said in the video. And I just got to this realization in the last couple of days. She was like, watch how quickly your manifestation comes in when you stop telling the universe it has to happen and you expect it. And I did. I let go of the time. I was like, it's fine. And I said it last night. I told my roommate, I said, see, it's supposed to be November 1st because it's the new moon. In comes the video. More confirmation. I just got 2 confirmations I'm on the right track. So the next thing she said, which it's so interesting and I found so powerful. So um, she was like basically saying you could dream even bigger, that you may be settling. So her kind of example is she was trying to manifest this type of car. She wanted it, wanted it, couldn't get it. And the second she was like, well, I'm going to manifest something that's like impossible to get. And she ended up getting that impossible thing. She set her sights even higher. And this is so cool how it was relatable to me. Okay. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit to a little story that happened last May. Last May, I was trying to, before I came back to Illinois, I was trying to manifest a home in Arizona. And I had a vision at night, and I did not want a roommate at this time. I liked living alone. And they showed me in a dream. I was manifesting living on this lake on this side. And in this dream, they showed me the map and said, no, you need to be on this side of the lake. They zoomed in and showed me exactly where I was at. They showed me at the time I wasn't going to be able to afford it, but they said, apply anyways. You're moving in, you're getting a roommate. I saw the girl come in with her stuff and move in, and I'd never met her before. Okay. Now, a couple weeks later, I had to come back to Illinois. Like I said, all stuff. And then here I was, beginning of October, getting ready to move back to Arizona. And a mutual friend, this all came in perfect alignment, was like, in a group we're in. He's like, does anybody have a room for rent? My friend's looking for a place. And I was like, me, perfect, awesome, let's get a roommate. Like, because again, finances, what you can prove versus what you make because of my health stuff. So I was like, a roommate can help. I ended up talking to this beautiful soul, and she is literally the perfect match for me. Like we're both plant based. We're both spiritual. I'm a little bit of a clean freak. Just like all the check, 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 everything I need and want. Like I was like perfect. I could not ask for a better roommate. Again, they already showed me this person in the dream. They already showed me where it was at. They showed me all the things, and I told her about this dream. And then after we talked about the dream, I was trying to get to Arizona, and I let it all go. And I had been manifesting this home. And so what I did, I started looking for homes in the town next door. I started looking for townhomes. I started looking for homes in other neighborhoods. And then I watched this video today, and again from my coach, and she says, dream even bigger, dream for the impossible. Well, it would be impossible. Well, again, it would be like impossible for me to get the home. that I want in the lake neighborhood that's in the mountains right now. So I took it off the table. And she said the second she set her sights higher, she ended up getting that car that was like completely, she never thought she'd end up getting. And I was like, why am I trying to manifest something and settling? I was like, they already showed me in the dream. They gave me the confirmation. I've already done my own manifestations to achieve it. If I already know from 1,001 ways spirit is coming to bring this place in, I'm like, why? Why am I trying to settle? Why? And so I was like, nope. I took all the apartments off the list. I took all the places off the list. I deleted all that stuff and said, no. Spirit showed me this. I'm now trying to tell Spirit that I know better, that it's going to be over here and it's going to be that. It's already been manifested. It was manifested in May. They already showed me this in visions, literally like every detail. And I was like, oh my God, this was the last missing piece of the puzzle. Dream the impossible. And it came in for her. Because again, that timeline already exists. All timelines are there. What one do I want to go here? Or do I want to go here? I was pulling myself here when I should be here. So all I had to do was that mind shift to get myself there. I did a quantum shifting meditation to quantum jump to that timeline. I'm like, that already exists. Spirit has shown it to me. Okay. So just to kind of recap, because we talked about a lot of things, don't let doubt, don't let fear, don't let uncertainty, don't let I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm not worthy. I don't love yourself. Don't have that thought that you don't love yourself enough that this is not going to happen. You can achieve it. Okay. There's mind shifting techniques. There's raising your vibration techniques. There's quantum jumping manifestation techniques. There's many manifestation techniques. There's staying grounded. There's ego exercises to get out of the ego and into the soul. There's blind faith and trusting. There's not over analyzing. There's don't keep pulling the tarot. Don't keep using the pendulum. There's trust the signs and synchronicities that are out there. Ask for spirit to give you more. Ask for more clarity. Just follow the guidance your soul is aligning you with. Do some manifestation techniques. Think even bigger. Like I've just talked about so many ways that are blocking and so many ways to get out of it. Trust, 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 trust. Okay. Just checking the comments really quick because let's see, beautiful. Oh, hi, hi. Hello, Martin, Scott, Angela. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay, yes, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so now I want to get into, well, you've shared all of these ways, but how do I make this possible for me? How do I actually start getting the signs and synchronicities? How do I get the visions? How does this all happen? Well, short answer is we open our third eye, and I'm going to talk about a few different ways to do that here. So let me see. Just scrolling through my notes for a second. Okay. So for me, this is my story on the third eye. The first thing I did is I decalcified my pineal gland. And this does take a little bit of time. Okay. I'm going to give you a short, proven, guaranteed way to work. And then I'm going to give you, I'm sorry, let me click cancel, delete that. I'm going to give you a proven way that it works. It does take a little bit of a longer route. And then I'm going to give you a shorter way. So we have a metaphysical, esoteric way, and then we have a physical way. So I'm going to share what works for me, okay? The first thing I started doing was decalcifying my pineal gland. And if you're not familiar with your pineal gland, is the physical version of the third eye. This is science. This is facts. You cannot get around this, okay? Third eye, pineal gland, exact same thing. Exact same thing. One is spiritual, one is physical, okay? The exact same thing. So once you decalcify your pineal gland, your third eye has to open. It has to, it has to, it has to. I don't know. It's like a third eye law. I don't know. But here's the thing. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time. I didn't see results for about a year and a half. So what I encourage people to do is do this along the way with what I'm about to share next. Okay. So if you're interested in learning about decalcifying your pineal gland, you can drop me in the chat and I can share with you some trainings I've had on this, and they're completely free. I can send them to you. What I want to say is this is what the training I went through. Okay, I went through on how to decalcify the pineal gland. I did my own research. be an independent thinker, do your own research, look this stuff up. I'll give you all the answers and then you can go fact check it. I don't care. But what it involved, because I'm not trying to be salesy when I say this, I'm not trying to send you a video to go say, buy this product. What I'm trying to say is, I know that these products work. Don't believe me, go do your own research, okay? There's a 5-part series, and in each video, they go over 5 ways to decalcify the pineal gland. They're herbs, supplements, powders, and different things they're all things that you have to buy. And I honestly, I'm not telling you to go buy all 25 of them. No, buy one. I don't care. Buy one of them. Start the process. Start the process. You might already have it. That may not be your thing. I'm not trying to tell you to go buy these things. I'm just sharing with you, this has worked for me. This has worked for my clients. You can research this. I don't care if you Google it, watch YouTube videos, whatever you need to do. There's books on this stuff that tell that this is true. Okay. So the videos are saying that this will happen. It's a process. Okay. Just get 1, 2. You don't even need no more than 3 things. It doesn't really matter. You can get them for like under 20 bucks. Like, they're really cheap. It's worth it. It's worth it because once it's decalcified, here's the thing. Once the pineal gland is decalcified, it will stay open. The third eye will stay open. Third eye will stay open. This is how I've had lasting results. I used every one of those products. Every one of those products I got. And I've decalcified my pineal gland and I've stayed psychic. But this is step 1, okay? So again, if you want this training, go ahead and just drop me in the chat and I'll send that to you. It's completely free. Again, you don't need to buy all the things. Find what resonates with you and then go do your own research, okay? But if you're like, I don't want to watch a video that's going to tell me to buy stuff, that's fine. That's fine. You can go look up ways to decalcify your pineal gland. I've already done all the research over the last 5 years and I continue to check it out every year. So this is what is I know that works. But with all that being said, you don't have to go buy stuff. That's the physical route. That's the pineal gland route. You can do spiritual practices. There are spiritual practices that will activate the third eye chakra, that will open the third eye chakra, that will, what I do is a heal, balance, cleanse, align, and activate and open the chakra. So there are things you can do that you don't need to go buy any money to do it. And that's the other route. So, well, actually, we're going to talk about a couple things here. I'm going to break it down before in it 2 ways. So the first thing is, my guide showed me this, I guess, blueprint, and I started doing this. I was on a 7-month journey and I was doing this stuff every day. And by the time I got to the third eye, I started channeling. I had, interesting enough, I had been in a tarot class at the time, and I was doing these, what I didn't know was automated writing. We were doing tarot readings in the group chat, and I just started channeling. And my teacher's like, "You're doing automated writing." I started channeling in the third eye when I did what I'm about to share. I also started, my third eye popped open even more. A year and a half prior, I went through my Kundalini awakening and I was already seeing energies and auras. But because I did what I'm about to share here, these spiritual practices, my third eye popped open even more. I was like, whoa, I didn't know it could open more. Okay. So what I did is, I'm going to share these 10 spiritual practices with you because this is what was the game changer for me. So I actually started in the root and I did this per moon cycle. So I went from root to sacral to solar plexus to heart to throat to pineal gland, or I'm sorry, third eye. You don't need to do it in that method. You can just jump straight into the third eye. It was really powerful for me because I brought the energy up. I got really grounded first and I worked in myself and I stepped in my power, which opened my heart, and I learned how to manifest, and then bam, it opened up. So that's how I advise it. But if you don't want to go the whole, that whole journey, like, and you don't have to do it in 7 months, you could do it in 7 weeks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can just go in the third eye. But what I'm saying is there's these spiritual practices and I'm going to share what they are. Okay. So I started these every day, and there was 10 things I would do every day. And these 10 things I'm about to list, they how do I explain this? Okay, so there are particular meditations that are done just for the root chakra, and then there's ones for the third eye chakra, and so on and so forth. So when I say these, they're going to be different for each chakra. So for the third eye chakra, I learned third eye chakra meditations. I learned third eye chakra breath work. I learned third eye chakra yoga. I learned third eye chakra mudras. I learned third eye chakra seed mantras. I learned third eye chakra crystals, third eye chakra affirmations, third eye chakra journaling, third eye chakra, what am I missing? Color therapy, and third eye chakra frequencies. And I did all of these that were based on the third eye. Now, everything I just named off, there are those exact same things for each chakra. There will be root chakra, frequencies, and breath work, and all the things I just named, and for every chakra like that. So I put all of this focus on all of these third eye practices. And this is what I would wake up and do every morning. And the beautiful thing is I pretty much, besides the yoga and maybe even the affirmations, I did them all at the same time. So it was really easy to not go, oh my God, it's a lot of things I have to do. What do you mean? I stacked and layered them and I did them all consecutive or did them all at the same time. So I'd wake up each day and I would do all these spiritual practices, and I would wake up and close my night and I would do all these spiritual practices. And by doing all of them just on the third eye, my third eye chakra started to be okay. I want to open, I want to open, I want to open, and it popped open. Okay. So you can work at the root and bring it up and then, get up to the third eye, or you can just go into the third eye. So the longer you spend on it, the more beneficial it is. I don't think it's necessary to do more than a moon cycle. I would say maybe 21 days, but you could follow your own path with that. And if you'd like to actually learn what these are, if you want to learn what the third eye chakra breath work is and what the third eye chakra frequencies and seed mantras and mudras and all that good stuff, drop me in the chat and I'll share exactly what those are, because each chakra there are a little bit different, okay? Then the last thing that I had going on, which helped me to open my third eye chakra, was a little bit more esoteric woo stuff, okay? And maybe this is what you're into. But so let me share with the next what I'm going into starting November 1st. November 1st is a new moon. In the beginning of November, going into different ways to open up the third eye chakra, really uncovering, what is the third eye chakra on a deeper level, how to access it, how to open it, even how to close it, right? Just going into vibrating with the third eye chakra, and then going into that next week, because I'm doing this over a moon cycle. That next week is going to be like how to work with energy. How do I start seeing energy? How do I see energy at night versus the day? How do I open up portals? How do I use elements to activate different portals and energy centers and start working with this? So this is going to be that second week in November of going in, working with energy, how to access these energies, right? In the third week in November, I'm going to start working with how to communicate with spirit, how spirit always communicates with us. So they're two separate things. Like, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number, but I could teach you 1,001 ways. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, how to get messages from spirit. But then how do we notice the signs from spirit? Like I said, spirit was coming in, those patterns, running out of stuff. How do you uncover your signs? You could come and say, well, I got this and I got this and I got this. I could probably take those puzzle pieces, put them together, and uncover a message. So we kind of need to figure out the patterns. So if you need help figuring out the patterns, if you want to know how spirit is always communicating with you, how to set intentions, how to get answers, how to connect your spirit guide, how to meet your spirit guides, how to send and receive psychic messages. Week 3 is going to be all about sending and receiving psychic messages. What is your gifts? What is your gifts? What is your particular gift? Mine's claircognizance, but I access all eclairs. Do you? Can you? Yes, you can as well. If you want to tap into your spiritual gift and then tap into all eclairs, this is what we're doing week 3. Week 3, we're going to get into step you into your power. All that I'm saying here is going to open your third eye chakra. All of these are esoteric ways that are going to open your third eye chakra. But we're not done. There's going to be a 4th week. We got 4 weeks in this moon cycle. So the last week in November, what we're going to get into is, dreamology. So this is astral travel, out of body experiences, lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis. How do you enter the astral realm? Like all of these questions. So then you can go be this free soul and enter the astral realm. We're going to get into all of this the last week of November. So if you're looking to learn to open your third eye and figure out who's your spirit guide, how do I see auras, how do I send psychic messages, how do I receive messages from spirit, drop me in the chat, because over the next 4 weeks, this is what I'm going to be going over. This is what we're going to be coming into union with this, and we're going to be activating this together. I've already got, I think, a couple people interested, so I'm only probably looking for about 5 people for this. So whether you want the decalcify your pineal gland information, or you want to learn those 10 spiritual practices for your third eye chakra, or if you want to join us on that esoteric woo woo 4-week journey on the third eye chakra, just drop me in the chat. I'll see which we can talk. We can see which of these paths are best for you. And then, yeah, this is what we're going to be starting um, on the new moon in this new moon cycle, new moon in Scorpio, entering in all of this transformation. So I'd love for you to join us. Like I said, I believe we're only doing, I think I only have like 5 more spots available. So if this is you, you can, like I said, just drop me in the chat. And the last thing that I want to do is I'm just going to leave this in the comments. Here's a link. If you can drop me if you want more questions to see what's right for you. Is it the spiritual practices, the esoteric, or the pineal gland? But if you already know this is you and you know you already want to join because there's limited spots, I'm just gonna drop a link in the chat. It's gonna be the first 5 people that sign up for this that are gonna get the spot. So anybody that is interested now and you know this is you and you don't want to wait and you're like, I want to have my third eye open, I want to be able to communicate with spirit guides, I want to know what's right for me, I don't want to block my manifestation, I'm ready and I'm ready now. If this is you, is this the link? Hold on. If this is you, then all you have to do is no, I didn't copy correctly. Let's try this again. If this is you, you can just go ahead and schedule an awakening call. It's completely free. It's there. No, there we go. Perfect. The link is in the comments. You can bypass everything. Just schedule it. Like I said, I'm going to be taking 5 people between now and Friday, limited spots. And if you have questions, just drop them in the chat as well. Let me see. Oh, I also want to highlight that if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm only going to be doing the live training, the free coaching here in the private Facebook group from now on. So the benefits of being here versus watching the replay is at the very end, I'll leave time for questions. So if anybody has a particular question about their third eye chakra block or anything, you guys can drop it in the comments. So the time that you can get free coaching will always be in the Facebook group, the Awakening Code. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will leave the link to join the group in the comments. And then if you're on the Facebook Live at the very end, just drop questions in. We can answer them. This is where I can help you through your own third eye chakra blocks or whatever we're working on that week. Each week is going to have different topics. So if you have any coaching questions, now is your time to go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm going to finish off my psychic smoothie. Another one of the things. This is like not everything, but this is the stuff that's all in the decalcify your pineal gland. I make this all the time. Why does my third eye stay open? Because I literally use all of those products. I freaking put them in my smoothies, and then I'm okay. Third eye is opening. What's in this one? Well, bentonite clay, spirulina, chlorella. What did I put in this one? I think those were the 3 big ones. So, and I change it up all the time, but I mean, this is opening my third eye as I drink it. So, and like I said, there's like 25 different things that you could try. But let me see. I will say this. I will say this. It, it I have missed going live with you guys. I haven't been on live since, oh man, I don't even know when. With all the health stuff, it's been a while that was coming up. And as we talk about self-sabotage, like I was going live every Tuesday on YouTube, and then it was every Tuesdays and Fridays, and I was doing this for years, like 3, 4 years, and then all of a sudden it was time to go live a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh man, nerves. I don't want to do this. I have nerves. I got scared. Even though I've done it 1,000 times, it's self-sabotage. So when we talk about the self-sabotage, all of a sudden I was just like, wait, let's just write post. Let's not go live. Because normally I'll write post all week and then I'll do a live training and with Q&As and stuff. And so I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Here I was blocking my manifestations, right? And so there were like 3 weeks I just wrote posts and didn't go live. That was 3 opportunities I missed out on, to say yes to me, to get in alignment with my manifestation because I let fear hold me back. So I had to get through my own self-sabotage blocks. Like I said, it happens. It happens. It was just finally, I was like, okay, just, face the fear, do it anyways. It's fine. What's the worst that happens? And so finally I was like ready to do it. It was interesting. I was finally ready. I was so excited Friday, guys. I was so excited to talk about this stuff. And then what happened? I had all these tech issues. Like I could not get online. I'm not even going to go into all the things that happened. It was like hours of this. But it was probably all those weeks of telling the universe I'm scared, and it all got manifested in one single day. Because here I was trying to, again, control outcomes. Spirit's like, you were supposed to be doing this for 3 weeks. Now you want to cram like 3 weeks of stuff, 3 weeks of training into one session. So kind of like, backfired, and I had all this resistance. What was my own resistance? So it was like I ended up self-sabotaging my live training because I was too afraid to come out 3 weeks prior. But why? Why? Because I hadn't done it in 6 months? It's fine. It's fine. And a little nerves, that's normal. It's fine. Just work through it. So, just different self sabotage things that can come up, even though it was unconscious. Like, I still wanted to be live with you guys on Friday, and then, didn't work. So that's okay. And I was just holding space in case anybody had a question. I don't see any questions. So I think we're going to end with a little energy clearing. I'm going to light some sage here, and I'll send this your guys' way. So I just have white sage here today. And if you guys want some sent to you guys, you can just say I receive, or you can nod your head. If you want to close your eyes, you can. You can focus on taking some deep breaths. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and send this to you guys. Love, with light, sending energy clearing, resetting you back to your own 0 point energy field, lining you back with your soul and your truth, cleansing the aura and the chakras, just sending some clearing energies for you guys, clearing the space that you're in and your home, just sending some healing. Okay. Beautiful. Well, let me see. I think this might be wrap up time. I don't see any questions, so we will wrap up the live right here. I will be back doing live trainings as often as I can. Like I said, I'm moving across the country right now, so you may not see me on for a couple weeks. If time aligns, I will get it going. I want to keep these more regularly, like I used to. And like I said, if you guys are interested in opening your third eye chakra, go ahead, schedule your free awakening call or drop me in the comments. I'd love to assist you on that process. Thank you guys so much for watching. Many blessings. Happy Monday. It's a Monday, it's a moon day. Go connect with Luna.